When I first started wearing makeup, my base routine was the hardest thing to get down. I was really good at eyeliner, but I really had no idea what to do with my face. I was very young when I started wearing makeup, so I didn't really know what foundation was, what concealer was. I had no idea what anything meant. But with time, I learned, and now 10 years later, I know how to do my base makeup. I took forever to learn this because I honestly didn't care at first because my focus was on the eyes, of course. Over time, I learned that learning how to do your base makeup is so important when doing a makeup look. This is your face, your canvas. We are perfecting the canvas. So if you want to learn how to perfect your base makeup routine, if you suck at it, this is the video for you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Vanessa. I go by cutcreaser on Instagram and TikTok. You might know me from my pop culture commentary or my makeup videos. Recently, I decided to revamp this channel and really focus on the two things that I love, makeup and pop culture and everything nerdy. So this is the makeup side that you're in. Here, you're learning about makeup. We are not talking about anything else but makeup. And if you don't like that, you can go click on another video on my channel. That's fine. Fully, truly believe in every single step that I do in this video, every single product that I use in this video. You can always swap out products if you don't like the certain product that I talk about. I hope this is helpful. And if you start to follow this routine, let me know. I want to see how flawless your face looks by the end of this. Like, please send me a photo of yourself. I would love to see it. I promise I will not disappoint because I know what I'm talking about. It is 10 years of learning how to do this, okay? It is very serious to me. I take this shit seriously. You don't believe me? That's fine. But just watch till the end of the video and hopefully you'll let me know. Now let's move on to the step-by-step routine. Say hello to barefaced me. So I'm gonna do my brows real quick. I use the Ardell brow glue. This is the instant lamination lift. I've raved about this stuff for years. I've never stopped using it. If you want an in-depth eyebrow tutorial, I'll be happy to do so. Just let me know in the comments. Personally, I feel like brows are very important when it comes to shaping a base routine. I feel like this is a really, really key part of the base. So definitely take your time trying to kind of figure out the type of brow that you personally like. And for me, my eyebrows change every single day. I don't really know what type of shape I truly like. I just know sometimes I like them arched, sometimes I like them straight. It kind of depends. As you can see, I now have bangs, so I don't really like applying foundation on my forehead. And I know a lot of people get up in arms about that, but for the purpose of this video and the education of it all, I will be applying foundation on my forehead. And we shall get started. So for my base, I love to do skin preps. Skin prep is very, very important. I think with any base video that you're gonna come across, someone is going to tell you that you need to have a perfect skin prep, anything to prep the skin. Personally, I like to moisturize. Moisturizing is my #1 thing that I do when it comes to applying makeup. I have really dry skin. It's been one of my favorite moisturizers I've been using. That itself can act as a primer for any type of base makeup that you're going to apply because there's a lot of moisture and your skin is not dry, so none of the products are going to cling to my dry patches. But I do like to prime sometimes. It depends on the type of day that I'm having. Recently, I've been loving the Charlotte's Magic Cream from Charlotte Tilbury. This is pretty much a facial moisturizer. I don't think it does anything very specific, but it says instant turnaround moisturizer. The product is for the sole purpose of skin prep. Now, as for this is one of my favorite primers I've been using. This is the One Size Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. There is also another makeup magnet primer from One Size that is really like heavy duty primer. None of the products that I just showed you happen to disrupt any of the products that we lay on later on today. And for the purpose of showing you, this is how the Magic Cream looks. I'm going to use the Magic Cream today because I already moisturized with the Astura earlier. And I'm just going to apply this on the center of the face. Next, I'm going to use my all-time favorite foundation that I have been loving for the past maybe year and a half. Really stand by this product. This is the HD Skin Hydra Glow from Makeup Forever. This is very, very skin-like and dewy. It just has this really beautiful finish to it. It looks like skin, but it also looks like I have makeup on. The whole purpose of this video is to show you that you need to put your makeup on. So I'm gonna show you how to do this in layers instead of just applying foundation to the skin. Now let's build the foundation. So this is kind of like as much as you'll need, just like a one small pump for right now. Take this and just like dab it over my skin. And I'm going to bounce my brush against the back of my hand. We're gonna take this product and just start brushing it against the skin. This technique is very inspired by Katie Jane Hughes, provides you the most even application when it comes to foundation because you're priming the brush. I found this to be a really foolproof method to building up coverage of my foundation. Like, we are building the coverage, we are building the way that the skin is going to look. So this is just the first layer, and we can go back in on the excess of the back of my hand and applying it evenly and all over. So I'm just applying a little bit on my forehead, like I said. And with this kind of brush, since it's so fluffy, as you can see, this is not as dense. I really love using brushes like this that have like this kind of consistency because it really feels nice and soft and feathery instead of having like a really dense, flat top kabuki type of brush. And that was kind of something that I learned over the years, that like flat top kabukis was something that a lot of girls would tell me to use, and then I would use it and it would kind of just look like I was just painted, like truly painted, but I didn't want to look that painted. I want to look painted, but I want it to look like kind of undetectable, very, you'll see what I mean. This is how my skin looks with one layer. As you can see, it looks like I have nothing on, but I have quite a bit of foundation on. Again, same method, just blending this all over my hand, going back with the brush, and then going in again. Now with this layer, we can focus on the areas that you would want the most product. So say you want some more coverage like around the nose area, this is where you would start applying that. But again, keep going back in over here and just keep priming the brush and feathering it on. The reason why I don't like to go as heavy-handed with foundation is this, to me, is like the primer for everything else that we're going to use. Everything else that we're going to use has like coverage in of itself. So I don't like to go super heavy with this. I can even go back with whatever coverage I have on this brush and just paint over the blush, the bronzer, the concealer, anything that I need before we start setting our makeup. I'm just gonna feather everything downwards into my neck, against my ears. Make sure that this tone is even throughout. As you can see, I have left my under eyes completely bare. I don't really like applying foundation there because I know I'm about to do some other stuff there. Now that we're done and we've taken all the excess on the back of this hand, color correcting, it really does depend on what your skin is looking like. If you feel like you have dark circles, if you feel like you have blemishes that need color correction, this is where you start color correcting. I don't like to do this before foundation because I feel like the layers, again, the layers. I'm gonna use Pink Pomelo from Huda Beauty. This is a pinky color corrector. It leans more peach though, which is very interesting. As you can see, this looks very peach. So I'm gonna use the tiniest bit of this underneath my eyes. This dot is all I'm gonna need. I'm gonna take my ring finger. Now this doesn't have any excess product of anything on it. Just a clean ring finger and just start blending this all over where I need the color corrections. A bit of some dark circles from not sleeping, because I can never sleep. And wherever you feel like you might want a little bit more, go ahead and apply that. But again, I'm going to be blending this with my finger, not with a brush. I'm going to be blending out my concealer with the brush. Now for concealing, this is this is my favorite part. Okay, so this is the Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealer. This is in the shade Sugar Biscuit. One of my favorite concealers because it is super duper full coverage. This is my ultimate concealer whenever I'm doing any type of glam. I like to just swipe on this much right here in this area. This is my trusty dusty F64 from Sigma. I love this brush so freaking much, you guys. So I like to start and focus the product right where I applied it first, and then just feather out this product by having like the excess product, just swiping and patting, just feathering this out. And then just bringing it here into the sides of my nose. As you can see, we look like we got a lot on already. So again, focusing on the area where I applied and then just feathering it out with the excess product on the brush. Now I'm gonna take a little bit more wherever I want more coverage. So around my nose is a really, really big thing for me. So I get really red here. So what I just did is I just like started feathering outwards from where I applied, and then the excess product goes inside the creases. Because if we apply too much product near the crease, that's when creasing starts, and that's when we have the most creasing, even when we're baking. So right here in this area, and then just bringing the excess product everywhere else that I want it, and then the tip of my nose. So this is what the skin is looking like with just concealer, color corrector, and a little bit of foundation. Just bringing the excess product inside over here. I'm gonna take a little bit of sugar biscuit and apply it on the eyelid. Normally I would just color correct this if I wasn't applying eyeshadow later, but I am. So I'm just gonna start by just applying some concealer and leaving like a tiny little base here. So blush depends on the type of blush look that you want. So say if you want a blush look that looks like this. If you want a blush look like this, that is a whole other video that we got to get into. But for now, we're going to do something a little bit more wearable for every day. Blush routine is going to be very simple. For me personally, I love to layer blush, is I love to do creams first and powder second. This is Teddy. This is a Persona Cosmetics multi-stick, and I love this blush. It is so beautiful, so gorgeous for literally any type of neutral glam. As you can see, this is very mid-tone, very neutral, and I really love working with this blush first before I go in with any other color blush. This is my blush brush. I love to use the Real Techniques buffing brush. This is a rounded kind of kabuki, and I really love the way that this blends out my blush. It's beautiful. So I'm just stippling this product and putting it into the center of my cheek area. And I'm not going into the apples of the cheeks yet because I am going to use a different color for that. And this is my base blush. Again, this base routine full of building blocks. So we are just building. This is Teddy Alone. So Teddy Alone is very pretty, but Teddy needs a bow, pink bow. This is the Huda blush filter, and this is in the shade Bubblegum. I really like this color. This formula is not the greatest, but I personally love this color, and this product is really, really good for layering because it is very, very sheer. It almost blends out into nothing, and this is perfect for this. I'm putting this right on the apples of the cheeks. I'm gonna apply like one more dot. So we're gonna have this, and I'm gonna zoom you guys in for this. Just going to start stippling right into the apple of the cheek. Then start blending outwards, upwards, outwards and upwards. Almost into the eye, but not quite. Using the excess on my nose. Some people like to apply blush on their chin. That's very cute, but I'm not gonna be doing that. This blush is very cutesy right now. It's very, very cutesy. And again, this is just the first layer. Next, I'm going to be doing my bronzer contour. So I really like to layer on, if I say layer one more time, ogres have layers. Blush, bronzer, foundation, everything that's in the base routine also has layers. Yeah, this is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. This is a contour stick. It's very, very good. I'm in the shade medium, as I am with most Makeup by Mario products, and I'm using this as my contour shade. I put blush first because I really love to have like this kind of Neapolitan ice cream look for myself. As you can see, this is already shaping my face and making it a lot more. Yes. So I am using a Milk Makeup Discontinued brush. Yeah, it's a foundation brush, and it's very slanted, as you can see. It has this very slant, and I'm just stippling this product on. Now that my face is shaped, it's blush, I want to bronze. This product is one of my favorite products when it comes to doing my cream base routine. I already hit pan on it. Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I love this shit so much. And right in between the contour and the blush, I'm just going to dab this slightly. Apply this on the jawline as well. And then take the excess of what I just applied on my jaw and downwards. That's when I'm gonna start blending this into the blush. Really, my inspo for when I do glam base routines is that Lindsay Lohan mugshot. That is how I want my contour to be. Like, yes. And I want to look like a glazed donut before I apply setting powder. So here's how we're looking. Right. If you feel like you're not that satisfied with the way that your blush is looking, keep applying more. I'm going to apply just a tiny bit more because it did get lost underneath the bronzer. And usually this is the case. And I don't mind when this happens. It's just a little step that I like to do. Nothing crazy, nothing too bad. And it doesn't necessarily ruin the routine for me. It's just an extra step. Like, oh, applying more blush is like, it's like a little reward. Now that we have this Neapolitan ice cream from the concealer, the blush, the bronzer, the contour, now we can start setting. For a really long lasting base, set in between your steps. So this is really important when it comes to setting before powder. I love this stuff. This is going to grip the powder as well. Another spray I really like to use is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is also going to give the exact same effect as the Milk Grip and Set. But if you want a completely matte base, this is going to literally blur and set your face without even needing powder. I like to apply powder anyway, but this is the truth, okay? If you want a completely matte base, today I'm gonna be using the Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. This is obviously well loved. Gotta shake it before you use it. Miss this stuff. I haven't used it in so long. So this spray, it sprays. As you can see, a lot of water droplets right now. When this tends to happen though, I need to go back in with my foundation brush. Just lightly press this into the skin, pretty much everywhere that I have big water droplets. And I'm gonna let this set fully, and then we're going to move on to powder. For the powder portion of this video, we are using the Huda Beauty Sugar Cookie Powder. I really personally love Cherry Blossom Cake and this one as well. Peach Pie also works depending on the type of blush that I like to use. I am going to be using Sugar Cookie just for the basis of this video, just to show you how to properly set the under eyes. Now the under eyes is where I personally like to focus the setting powder. Everywhere else, you'll see what happens. I'm going to drop a bit of powder onto the cap of this, and I'm going to take my powder puff. This is a Salon Perfect powder puff. As you can see, it is well used. This much powder, and I'm not going to put it on the face. I'm going to put it on the wrist area, the inside of my wrist. And I'm just going to dust this right over the skin, and it's going to leave me with this much powder on the powder puff. Now hold it. Don't immediately go in. I got to clean up the creases in my under eyes. Don't I got some creases going on? I know I do. I always do. I'm going to blend this out. If I didn't have any creases, that would be so embarrassing. Now that that is fully blended out, now we can start pressing this on the under eye. I'm just going to bring it down to like right here. And it's not going to touch the middle part of the blush, but it's just going to touch the top of it. I'm going to bring this inwards onto my nose, the sides of my nose. I'm a glasses wearer. For the next eye, we're going to do the same thing. Pick up powder, dust it on the back of my hand. Just press this. And if you feel like you need more powder, just take it from here. Lightly apply some more. Bring the excess powder that's on the powder puff into the middle section of the face. So much where my pores are the biggest, I'm gonna bring some more powder there. In the same exact technique, picking up powder, pressing onto the skin, and then bringing it onto the face. I'm gonna keep doing this exact technique for everywhere that I want to set. And what we're doing now is baking. But we're not baking to like 400 degrees, we're baking to like 200 degrees. So we're not gonna leave this on for very long. Like I'm just talking to you for a little bit, but I'm gonna dust this off like right now. This is a Sigma tapered highlighter brush. This is the F35. And I'm just going to pat this in and then dust away. Now, user error, because this happens to me all the time because I'm silly and I forget. Look at that. I didn't blend the creases away before I set it. And this is what's going to happen. You set over the crease and then that happens right there. By this time, you can't go back. Your face is locked in, so make sure you blend away your creases before you do that baking setting routine. We didn't even bake for that long, but we baked for a bit. I would say it was like maybe a little bit over a minute, especially for the under eyes. But for everywhere else, I don't like to bake because I really love for the cream products to show on the face. The only other setting we're about to do is the blush and bronzer. So that's kind of like lightly setting, not really. It's not exactly baking, it's just setting those steps. So now we're setting the blush and bronzer, and we're not going to use setting powder for this. What I like to use is the powder versions of those products. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Blurring Bronzer in the shade Medium Dark. Looks like this. I'm gonna take a really big fluffy brush for this. I'll lightly tap into it, dust off the excess, and just touch the edges of my face with this. Nothing too focused as well. Touch the edge of my jawline. And if I was putting my hair up in a slick back, I would be doing a bronzer helmet because I have a humongous forehead. But since I have the bangs, I don't need to do that. For the blush powder, what do I want to use? So this is a lovely, lovely blush. I love this blush, okay? This is the Rare Beauty Bouncy Blush in the shade Hope. This blush is not technically a powder. It's kind of like those bouncy powders. I'm not even entirely sure what this is. Makeup product with a brush. This is a Sephora highlight and contour brush, and I'm just going to dust off the excess of it on my skin and then start bouncing this on the face like so. That first touch of the brush, when you go in from this product onto the skin, it is so severe. Like, this blush does not play when you first apply it, but when you apply it for the second time it swipes on the face, on the skin, it works really well to blend out and build up. I'm gonna take the excess and touch the nose. And now we have a very lovely blush going on. Nothing too crazy, it's just a lovely blush. Going back in with the same big brush that we used for the bronzer, just going to lightly dust over everything. And once you've done that, this is the base of your makeup look. Yeah, that's it. It's very, very simple. As you can see, there is a disconnect from like the texture on my forehead to everything else. Everything else is so smooth. That's how you can tell like I have makeup on, because my forehead area looks so much more different, but because I have bangs, not really gonna be able to tell that I didn't apply that much makeup on my forehead. Now that you have this base makeup on, we can move on to everything else. I'm talking lip combo, eyeshadow, eyeliner, whatever you want to do. I'm going to apply eyeshadow and mascara and everything else, and then I'll come back and yeah. So that is it for my perfect base makeup. I have my eyeshadow on. Honestly, it's the best it's looked in a couple of days because I haven't done my makeup in a really long time. It looks perfect. I have no complaints. It's gorgeous in real life, amazing in flash photography. This takes a lot of practice, a lot of repetition. You have to learn how to do these steps. You have to learn how to blend your concealer, your foundation. You have to learn how to blend all your products together before setting. You have to learn how to set. So hopefully this routine will kind of get you in the zone of learning how to do your perfect base makeup. And if you just watch this video just to watch it, thanks so much for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe. My channel is full of makeup videos, but also full of some pop culture stuff. So go through my channel. If you see something you like, go click it. If you're just here for the makeup, that's totally fine. I hope you enjoy, because I know I did. I feel absolutely beautiful. This is just gorgeous. This is gorgeous. But if you found this helpful, let me know. Like this video. Comment down below the type of look that you would want to see. If you want to see a tutorial on a very specific look, let me know. I can be really good at that. I want to be more helpful in this community and to the girls who want to wear more makeup than we normally have been the past 5 years. Just keep putting our makeup on. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.